Wow. Hey. So before we get
Got it
into this
again.
stuff, just like last week, I even spent an hour and a half the other day cleaning up my computer so it wouldn't do that. And here we are. Anyway, before we get into this, I want to wish everybody out there a happy Veterans Day. I appreciate your guys' service. Um, I don't think we say that enough. I know we do because we're in that little brotherhood, and like my flag back there. We talk about it a little bit on the channel, but appreciate you guys. Appreciate all the guys that have been in the Air Force or been in the military, not the Air Force, been in the military or currently serving or thinking about serving. Guys, so thank you. Hope you guys had a good day. Anyway, so I'm seeing a lot of these. Some people must have signed up for the, I don't know what you call it, and now my computer's freezing.
So are you.
Can you hear me, Joe?
Yeah, I can hear you, but on my end, your picture frozen. Cody having all kinds of technical difficulties, and if we lose Cody, then you're just stuck with me, and everybody's gonna leave, so then I can just turn this off. So Cody, clean up your act. Now I can't hear you. Cody messed something up, but I'm just going to go ahead and piggyback on Cody. He said guys, he mean guys and gals. What do you mean? Our brother and sister in arms. Thank you for what y'all do. We carried the torch. Cody and I carried the torch for 20 years, and now it's somebody else's turn. So thank you for what y'all are doing. Keep up the great work. We appreciate it. Hopefully Cody got his sound back. Nope. No sound, Cody. So yeah, it's gonna be a hard show today. We got technical difficulty. We got two people out. Man, this is gonna be a hard show today. But so we'll get into it. Walsh isn't here to talk about plate carriers for the entire segment. So I'm just gonna hit this one up real quick. I finally got this in. This is LA Police Gear, the low vis carrier. And I have to say, if you guys have been looking at this for like $75, discount code TLD10, I think. Try TLD10 or TLDCO. I don't know which discount code it is, but if you've been looking at this, don't hesitate anymore and buy it. This is actually probably going to be one of my favorite plate carriers. It has a bungee stretchable cummerbund, and it's very comfortable. I went and ran in it the night that I got it. Like, it came in the mail. I threw the plates over. I made a quick video. I threw the plates over. I went and ran in it, and this has been the most comfortable one that I've ran in. So knocked out 2 miles in this, and it's really, really good. I didn't have to adjust it at all out of the box. I took it out of the wrapper. I cut the tag off. I threw plates in it, and I threw it on. But if you do have to adjust it, it's super simple, all Velcro. So you take off the shoulder pads, you unvelcro them, tighten them down, loosen them up, whatever, Velcro them back down. The cummerbund also Velcro. So the entire cummerbund Velcro. So if you need it a little bit tighter, a little bit looser, it's super simplistic on doing that. And I think it's a great fit for just an extra plate carrier to have around in your house, I guess. So if you have to throw it on one of your kids or your spouse or something like that, it should relatively fit because of all the adjustment and all the elastic. So it should be able to go on them. Yeah. Huge shout out to LA Police Gear for this one. I'm super excited about this one, and it fits really well. Going into last week's video, the only one that I could think about was Walsh did the video on the cummerbund. I don't even have anybody to flip through the comments. So just keep commenting, and hopefully Cody will be on here in a minute. If not, we'll give him like 10 minutes. But Walsh did the video on the cummerbund, and he was kind of talking about that. So this is elastic on this plate carrier. And he was talking about the difference between the rigid cummerbunds and the stretchy one, the elastic ones, and different people's opinions on them. I completely agree with almost everything that he said. Some people like the rigid one so they can, load up mag pouch and all kinds of stuff on their cummerbund. And other people don't. They like the elastic, so then they can actually have some flexibility in it. If you haven't like worn this and then thrown a, I'm reading comments. The guys are trying to get on. If you haven't worn your plate carrier and then like went out in the winter and tried to throw a jacket on and then your plate carrier on top of your jacket, it's not going to work. It won't work with elastic, or even if it's rigid cummerbund, but it Velcro into the front, so you have that front panel that you can either make it more loose or you can overlap it, make it super tight. That's what I like, because then it just gives me more flexibility in what I'm doing. So if I throw on, some heavier clothing because it's wintertime, then my kit will still fit without having to undo the entire back of it. So yeah, that goes into all the previous week's videos. I'm already running out of stuff to talk about while the guys are trying to get on. So I'll jump right into my little segment with the knife stuff. I've been, so in the past couple weeks, I've been showing kind of crazy knives, right? I showed you guys my everyday carry, but that's a little bit of an expensive knife. That's a $180 knife, 160 to 180. And then I showed you some like one-off stuff that I've made, stuff that, isn't truly an everyday carry. But this time, when I got this from LA Police Gear, I got some other gear. I got some pants, some left pants, this, and then I also got one of their everyday carry knives, and I wanted to highlight that today. So this is the LA Police Gear knife. I don't know what they call it. Just go on to LA Police Gear, you'll find it. It's their branded knife. It's D2 steel. I got the gray. It's Makita. I can never pronounce it, but grip handles, D2 steel. I have the stone look on the steel.
Hey,
Oh, there, Jason. Good. I have the stone wash on the steel. It's only on this little bit of a section right here on both sides. You can see it, but anything that's been ground down, it is nice and shiny and polished. Came in, it's decently sharp, especially for an everyday carry knife. It opened well. It's assisted opening, and it's a deep pocket clip. And you get this knife for $50. That's not counting our discount code. So if you like this knife, I'm sure it'll be in the comments somewhere, or just go into LA Police Gear, use our discount code, and you can save a little bit of money. $50, really good everyday carry knife for $50, being that it's D2 steel. So if you have any questions, throw them in the.
So I'll start reading them off, Joe. I can.
Okay.
Jam through them. Sorry I'm late, guys. I was eating dinner. My wife goes, "Hey, doesn't your thing start at 6:30?" I was like, "Yeah." What time is it? She's like, 6:30. I'm like, "Oh no."
Not Jason. If you didn't jump on at this live broadcast would have lasted about another 5-10 minutes.
Jacob. Oh, Misfit. Hang on, Jacob. We'll come back. Misfit became a member. Appreciate that, Misfit. OG right there. Jacob says, "What's up, not Jason? It's happening." Thanks for being here, guys. Appreciate it.
They're as excited to see you as they are to see me.
It's the mask. The mask does it, man.
Yeah. All right, said that wrong. They're as excited to see you as I was when you plugged in.
I knew what you meant.
Yeah, no. Talking's hard today. Talking is hard.
So I actually took it off. I have it upstairs, but my EDC knife, Joe might remember this. We were together.
Kershaw.
Yep. It's a Kershaw knife. I bought at Walmart. It was when Walmart was still selling made in the U.S. knives. We were down at school together. And dude, I can't tell you how many times. I remember down there, I think it was having a rust issue.
Yep.
So it was just the humidity of Georgia, because now where I live, haven't had any issues with that. Misfit says, Wizard, I'm fancy now. Oh, that must be an emoji. It's not showing up here in the StreamYard chat, Misfit. Sorry for the screaming in the background. The kids are angry. Gen Z says, 50 push-ups for them being late sounds fair.
Yeah, I agree. We'll do it off air, though. Well, Cody went here.
Again, it's
Cody
weird.
went here on time. He just had some technical difficulties,
Yeah, when I
and he probably went full combat Cody and like killed his computer. Like Cody's
said he's
computer
rebooting
probably
it
down
now.
for the count.
So
Yeah.
I think this is Walsh running our YouTube live chat. He's not feeling too good. I don't know if you guys went over that yet.
No, we didn't.
So Walsh actually came down with the China virus, so he's out for the count for the day. Still not feeling too good, so we're hoping he recovers. Seems like he's doing okay. So Walsh, thanks everyone for joining as TLD members. As members, you'll have the cool icons next to all comments and chats. I'll also be giving you priority replies along with secret input. So it's kind of bizarre here on StreamYard because it doesn't show us the emojis. So it's funny because I'm reading this and these must be GIFs because it just says wizard, wizard dance magic, wizard dem knees. I wish I could see what Jacob has posted. I got to get on YouTube later and check that out.
Yeah, we'll have to go back and look. So if anybody wondering, you just go onto YouTube and you find Thin Line Defense again, and just click on the main thing, and where it normally says subscribe and stuff like that, up at the top it should say join.
Oh, there we go.
Oh, are you on your phone or are you on your computer? Is your computer still alive?
I'm on my computer.
Oh wow.
But if it breaks again, I'll go to my phone.
Yeah. Well, I thought you combat coded your computer.
I might.
Yeah, I thought you did.
So Walsh is saying it looks awesome on the YouTube chat. I'm glad you're here, Walsh. Good to have you here, bud. Misfit says, "Who named these?" I think we did. Well, by we, I think Walsh did.
Yeah, Walsh did.
Hey Joe,
Huh.
12 Bravo Tax says negative. It's not that easy, Joe. Trust me.
Yes, it is. I just did it today.
Maybe I missed that. What's he referencing?
I think you just go to our YouTube channel and click the little join.
Oh, yeah. I remember Walsh was saying that there was a couple of people that were having
issues. Do it on your phone. Do it on your phone on the app. That's what I did it through, and it was super simplistic. But.
So Jacob says he doesn't know who named them, but they're funny AF.
Yeah.
Misfit saying, "Nice job, Walsh. 12 Bravo Tac. Sarge, is it that easy?" I think so. And Jacob with a wizard. I can't wait to go back on these.
Yeah.
Dude, I think it's funnier reading them off.
Sarge says, "I had to go full desktop on the phone." Oh, here we go. Walsh is saying Apple folks are having trouble.
So that's the problem. That's the problem. That makes a lot more sense now.
Misfit saying it worked on his desktop.
Yeah.
Sarge,
that makes a lot more sense now. Yeah.
But
sorry if you got through the pain in the butt part and you still did it. Thank you very much. We appreciate you.
Yeah, and we're learning this whole thing with you guys, so it's just something that I think Walsh saw someone else was using, so we're just giving it a shot. Hopefully you guys like it. Hopefully there's some benefit. We figure out how to make it beneficial for you guys as well, so we definitely appreciate it.
Jacob's over here saying, "Should have went Team Android."
Yeah.
Hey, Dr. Dole's on. What's up, Dr. Dole?
Nice.
Zach Fett says he's late again. Shame on you. 50 push-ups, Zach. And Angry Sarge says, wizard dem knees, wizard dance magic, and wizard magic.
I think I'd rather just hear you read it out than to see it.
That's what I mean. It's
funnier
him reading it out.
Walsh is probably busting up laughing at me reading them.
Probably. I know I am. I am.
Sarge is saying, "Come join the club." Appreciate that, Sarge. Walsh is saying, "Where's Dr. Dole's cool icons?" I don't know. Oh, here you go.
He didn't join.
12 Bravo Tac says, according to Walsh, Cody, you are now known as the Cody. Huh. Would you like to respond to that? I don't really know what that is. That a good thing? Because to me, the Cody is the one and only Cody, or the best Cody.
Right. That's why Ohio State says it, right?
Yeah. Zach says you're doing push-ups. Hey, Zach, if you don't have your plate carry-on with plates in it, they don't count. You're wrong.
Right. You're wrong. Start over.
Andrew Shaw says, "Yo, what's up, Andrew? Thanks for being here."
Yeah. I even made everybody a short for this vest and getting the gear in and stuff, and I rushed it to have it done before this show. So then it wasn't just weird me sitting here in a brand new vest, and Walsh didn't put it on the channel. So
How much
But
did
he
you
does,
say that
He
was?
does have the China
Like-
virus, so
it's like $75.
yeah, it looks. How does it look? I was a little worried about with the multicam black and then the Velcro and the Molly and stuff. There wasn't going to be a lot of multicam black that would be shown, but it looks like. I mean, you could at least see some of the design of it.
Yeah. I mean, on the sides and on the cummerbund,
Okay.
it's not terrible. This pocket got folded up. Like with
Okay.
the plate in here, the pocket kind of worthless. It's like for a single sheet of paper.
You could put a stick of gum in there.
Yeah, you could do that. But really, what I use it for to drop the zipper inside, because when I was running, this thing was just doing this.
Oh, here we go. Check this out.
For an
So
entire
12
mile.
Bravo Attack says Walsh was in the chat this morning and said he would have to get the Cody's input. So now you are the Cody.
That sounds pretty official.
And Zach becoming a member. Thanks, Zach.
All right,
Appreciate
Zach.
that.
Nice. We knew that the OG, that the people that really participated on the show and everybody that always comes to our live chats, we knew that you guys would become members.
And I look forward to watching you guys like rank up. So the longer you're a member, your icon will change. You'll rank up. So I'm looking
Yeah,
forward
and
to it.
we I don't know if it shows you. Does it show you what your rank will be? I don't know if we could keep that a secret because the highest level was one that we were all really excited about, like that
Yeah.
icon.
Yeah, let's not say it just in case we can keep it a secret.
Yeah,
I thought
They'll
Walsh
let
put
us
a
know.
picture, a screenshot of it in their chat.
you might have. So Misfit says that his multicam black Maximus shipped today. Hey, now remind me, which one's the Maximus? Was that the defense? No, that wasn't defense mechanisms.
I don't know. That's Walsh's department. I can't remember what brand of underwear I have on. Like,
Hey, Misfit, was the Maximus? Is it a plate carrier?
We were supposed to wear
Yeah,
underwear
Plate
today.
carrier.
no, it's not. It's not required.
Okay.
Just recommended.
Oh, here you go. It said Walsh put it on Telegram.
Oh
We
yeah.
were supposed to wear pants?
That's fine too. Still don't tell anybody because
Okay,
if you're a
go.
member of the Telegram, then you'll know.
HRT placard. Okay.
Oh, there you go.
Walsh, Misfit says you're too slow because he answered before you. So I like that one. I've been thinking about getting a placard. Actually, I really want this vest that Joe has, and so I went back through and started watching all the videos that Walsh had done about placards over the over the last year, and I'm kind of sold on that defense mechanism one. I don't know though. Joe was complaining about. I think it seemed better when you filled everything and then put that wrap around it.
It did, and don't take me complaining about it as it's bad. I'm not. I'm not a huge fan on placards, so I'm negative just right out the gate. I already have a bias, and I'm already negative about it. But even owning one, if I were to buy it, like say now that I've owned one and I know all about it and I could go back in time and figure out what I wanted to buy, I would still buy the defense mechanism.
Okay. 12 Bravo Tax says we were talking, I'm guessing we is him and Walsh. We were talking about a level 100 wizard icon today, but the image had to be William Wallace bent over with a lightning bolt coming out of his arse and Walsh's face looking back. LOL.
Ooh.
I tell you what,
Yeah,
if
that's
there's
very
someone
specific.
on the team that could make that icon, it would be Walsh.
Yeah, it would be. It would be. Yeah, Jason, I think you'll like the plate carrier. But this isn't a minimalistic plate carrier. I wouldn't put anything really on this. I mean, if you wanted to put just a couple of simple mag patches, but even with a placard, because the way the cummerbund is, let me stand up. The way that the cummerbund is, it like overlaps itself all the way across.
But I thought the
Velcro?
outside of the cummerbund has Velcro on it too. Right?
It does.
Okay.
But then you'd have to take your placard lift it up, undo while it's still up,
Yeah.
or take the placard off every time before you went to take this off.
Okay.
But see, the sides are elastic, and they actually have sleeves in here for mags.
Cool.
So it already has mag pouch on the cummerbund, so you can fit 4 mags on it already. I don't know why you would have a placard if you can fit 4 mags already.
Yeah,
You know what I mean?
Minimalist carrier, maybe.
Yeah.
For me, I honestly, I mean, I do a lot of, work talking to people and stuff like that, and I like having an admin pouch that I could keep a little Write in the Rain notebook, some pens, some business cards, and things like that. That's just easy access. A placard might be overkill for that.
I think it would be. I would just put right here on the molly sections.
Okay.
And call it good.
Okay.
Or just stuff them into your cargo pants.
So Jacob says FCPC V5 carrier by Ferro and have the Maximus placard. So far, I love it. Awesome, man. If you, I'm interested in the Ferro. I saw them on SKD Tactical. They were on sale. If you got a picture, kick it over to thinlinedefenseco@gmail.com. I'd love to see it. Walsh says he likes that LA Police Gear Minimalist one because it has mag pouches on the side. That's what Joe was talking about. And that you can totally tuck it under a jacket. I could totally see that.
Yeah. So
it's time, yeah.
This is the low vis one, so that's the whole premise of it. But
okay.
I've never even had anything in these. I mean, this is only the second time I've had it on. The first time I put it on, I went for a 2-mile run, and then now. So I've never put anything in there. Obviously, mag retention is going to be a problem. Like, you have to sit here and muck with this. I'm having to. It's probably easier to do when it's not on.
Yeah.
But yeah, I wouldn't try to do this like in the heat of battle.
The multi-cam black one's more expensive.
Is it?
Yeah, not by much though. It's like $15 more, right?
Yeah.
So Gen Z says, "Can y'all do a heavy loadout plate carrier?" I don't know.
Yeah.
I'm trying to think.
Walsh has them.
Yeah, he's got a couple that he can do. He's talked about that. I mean, his
mindset
seems to be
Walsh
more
a heavy loadout. It depends on your definition of heavy loadout. Walsh's minimalist best is a heavy loadout, in my opinion.
Yeah, I mean, we've talked about that before. That when I went through deployment training, it was you want stuff on your vest, stuff to make holes and stuff to plug holes, and that was it. Later on, I added an admin pouch because I took notes, and then I had a radio pouch, and that was it for me. No water bladder, no the idea of having a backpack or anything on my back, just sitting in those. What were not the Mat V's, but those MRAPs that had the troop carrier MRAPs? Were they Condors or something?
I don't know. I never did
just leaned over all the time. I hated those things. I hated riding them with a water bladder. There's tons of chats. I really appreciate you guys. I'm getting behind. So Jacob says, yeah, Walsh, I got that micro prism and put the Vortex 3X magnifier. It works great. Awesome, man. Good to hear that. Let's see here. Angry Sarge says, Joe, you can send it to us at HCM, and we could put the tubes conversion on it, then run a placard.
Yeah, I guess you could do that.
That'd be an interesting QD system for a minimalist carrier.
Yeah. And my Gray Ghost one has that on, and that's what I'm going to run the placard on at my Gray Ghost carrier. This is for, I'm under the, theory, I guess you could call it, or what I look for in a plate carrier is the lowest amount of weight possible. So I'm going to have just enough mags to do my mission. I'll probably have my first aid kit and a couple mags on my belt instead of my plate carrier, and then that's it. Like, then I'm ready to go. Because if you think about it, where do you keep your plate carrier? You know what I mean? Where do people keep their plate carriers? Where are they at right now? They're in your house. When's the last time you took one in your car? Probably never. And if you do, then good, you're planning. But most people don't do that. It's in your house. You don't need a 7-day loadout on your plate carrier for inside your house. I don't know. I'm just a difference of opinion, I guess. And I live where I'm on the side of the mountain, so there are mountains on one side and absolute plains on the other. So if I'm bugging out from my house and going either direction, east or west, I'm either going up thousand upon thousand of feet into the mountains, or I'm out in the plains where I have to move quickly over long distances. So with that being said, I mean, I'm going to keep mine as light as possible.
Yeah, either going to be
Jason,
light
did
or
you see the mags?
Yeah, look good.
Yeah. So
I
mean, and they're relatively, the back one are hard to get to.
Sure.
The front one work a lot better. But they're relatively easy to get to.
Nice.
I like it.
So 12 Bravo Texas. There needs to be some kind of universal quick release system that you can add on to carriers that don't offer that. And there was that video, I forgot the company name. Walsh might drop it in the chat, but the video that he just did with that elastic Molly cummerbund, it seemed like it may not be universal, but it seems like it's something that you can add to a lot of carriers. And he even talked about the different types of carriers that you can add it to, and you might have to buy a couple of adapters to get it in there, right? But it seems like it would work with a lot of systems. 12 Bravo.
Yeah, and I was gonna make that comment for like the guys with tactical girth. The elastic would probably be better for us. It's not gonna secure the plate carrier as well as like the harder or the stiff cummerbund, but it'll allow us to breathe and it'll allow you to let your girth hang out. So I even told Walsh after that video came out that I'd be interested in trying that one for my belly.
Yeah. Like the hard sides, if you haven't used them, they're a pain because you have to get the thing perfect. And the amount of adjustment, there's no fine adjustment. So normally it's Molly in the back. So you go from one section of Molly, and if you want to make both of the cummerbund side the same exact length, then you have to go in 2 sections of Molly at a time. So you're going in like, what is that? Maybe a full inch, I'm guessing, at a time.
Yeah.
And if you're in between though, you're either going to have to go super tight or it's going to be a little bit more loose than that you want it. Yeah. And that's why I like the Velcro ones. I'm telling you, this is, depending on the mission set, this is one of my favorite vests that I have, depending on the mission set. Yeah, now, if you want me to load up with, a full combat load, seven rifle mags, 2 pistol mags, you want me to have my first aid kit, my radio, and all of that on my actual kit, then no, this isn't going to work for that. It's going to be, it's going to be too, see, I can pull it out. Mm-hmm. It's going to sag too much. Like the whole front of this is going to pull down and push into my belly and just be miserable. No good.
Yeah.
But for strapping this on and going out and running, that little bit of flex in the sides, it didn't hinder me at all, Cody. Yeah. It didn't hinder me at all.
So Misfit saying Vertex was charging an extra $75 to $100 for multicam black bags. They just released a bunch of bags. I love I'm a Vertex fan. I love their pants. I have a couple of their bags I really like. And so I saw that. I went to go. I was like, I'm going to buy one of their gamut bags because I like it, but it was like $250. Mm-hmm. Then I went on to LA Police Gear, and LA Police Gear has their operator bag. They have the Atlas bag, so a 12-hour, 24-hour, or 72-hour bag. You can buy the 12-hour in multicam black, and I think it was $75. So you're talking like a third of the price of the Vertex for a multicam bag. I have some LA Police Gear bags that I've had for 7+ years. Haven't had any issues with them. I mean, one of them has been through 2 deployments with me. Mm-hmm. No issues.
Yeah, I don't. Dude, whenever I'm looking for something, I go to LA Police Gear first. If I can't find it there, then I start shopping at my other known places that I like to go. I mean, I'm sitting here right next to, and they have everything. I like one-stop shopping. So I hate going to 5 different websites to try to order stuff and then paying 5 different shipping costs.
Yeah.
LA Police Gear normally does like free shipping over a certain amount. That's number 1. Number 2, we have a discount code, so I use that. Like I go on and use our own discount code to save 10%.
Yeah.
And they don't just carry LA Police Gear brand stuff. They carry everything. You'll have to see the video. I got some boots and stuff like that, but I will show you these. Look how
Nice.
awesome those are. So now I'm part of the cool guy crew. I don't know about this though.
Yeah, that stretch material. I
It's
honestly
gonna
don't.
stretch.
Yeah, but it's big old brown spot on my butt. I don't know about that, but
I have
I
a
wanted some
lot of
different.
friction in that area
Yeah,
that and I'd burn a hole through those.
yeah. Even the pockets are nicer. Like these pants were $40. These are my military pants that they charge us $60 for, and
Yeah.
these are twice as good. Like the pockets are built better, the sewing built better. There are all kinds of little pockets inside the big pockets. The main pocket, I always tear up my pants right here where I slide my knife on,
Yep.
and it has that double,
Reinforcement.
that double material.
Yep.
These
That's
are the
awesome.
Atlas pants, and it's true multicam. Like they even have it.
Yeah.
Sweet.
True
I was gonna
multicam.
say, I think I say this every time we talk about LA police gear, but when we had the CEO Mark on, he mentioned, hey, not only do we have our LA police gear branded stuff in here, but we have everybody else's, and that gives them the chance to say, hey, we're selling a lot of these particular backpacks from this particular brand, or hey, we're selling these style pants from this other brand, and that gives them the idea like what sells, and then they take that information and they put it into their own products. So
Mhm.
similar to like Joe's plate carrier there, they saw, hey, we have customers that want a minimalist type of a plate carrier, and these are the materials that people are looking for. So they put that into their products, and they sell them cheaper than anybody else. So
Yeah. So Joe, 12 Bravo Tax says, Joe, it's brown, so when you have that accident, you'll never know it.
Right?
Yep.
That was one of the best jokes on Deadpool. Like he gets it. He wore the brown pants.
Yeah.
Somebody said that.
Yeah.
So there seems to be John says, anybody watch the Rittenhouse trial where the DA was freaking out about Kyle having a plate carrier in his truck
Yeah.
all the time? That goes exactly to the point that Joe's making. I think it's wise to have a plate carrier in your home, and it's wise to have one in your vehicle because you don't know where you're going to be when crap hits the fan.
Yeah. And they were trying to use that as intent. Did he have intent to do this because he has plate carriers and all this tactical gear?
Well, I think
No, I would say it's me being prepared for the
I think
worst.
there's this misunderstanding that it's not like people don't buy body armor because they want to go out and hurt someone. They're buying body armor because they want to protect themselves or protect others. So Jacob says, John, yeah, I seen it. Did you see the judge jump on the DA? That was awesome. We've been talking about that in our chat. Dr. Dole says, watch the last several days of the trial and a bunch of the highlights and commentary. DA is doing his best to set the Bill of Rights on fire. Judge is having none of it. One of the things that I that I would say is I feel like the judge is all bluster. I mean, he's definitely chewed the DA's butt a couple times, but there's not been any sanctions, no contempt. He hasn't outright done a dismissal of the case, and then maybe he's doing that because it's so high profile. But you could sanction the DA. I mean, he could actually, let's say, sanction the DA for the amount of lawyer costs for the day for Kyle Rittenhouse. I mean, there's a lot that the judge could do. He hasn't actually taken any action. So, and which is surprising me because the part that really stood out to me was when the DA, started talking to Kyle about like using the fact that Kyle asked for a lawyer and didn't want to talk to cops. He attempted to use that against him. And that's when the judge jumped down his throat and was like, it's been constitutional law for 40 or 50 years. Like you don't do that.
Yeah. And that right there could have gotten that thrown out as a mistrial.
Yeah.
Just that. It's your constitutional right to ask for a lawyer.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
John, going back to the LA police gear, John says they also support tactical girth customers pretty well. They know the donut struggle is real.
Yep.
Yeah. I was actually just talking to someone this week. I was traveling down in Phoenix, talking to a coworker, and I was telling him about LA police gear, and I said I was really surprised when we had Mark on when we started getting into his background of like, well, what have you done in law enforcement? Because that was just my assumption, and he was like, nothing, never done anything in law enforcement. But being able to go out there and talk to people in the field and actually get feedback on what they want is why one of the reasons why we like the company so much.
Yeah.
Yeah, he said he started off packing boxes or whatever in the founder's
garage or something.
Garage, yeah. Which is a great relationship, and you know that guy's made his way all the way up to being the CEO of that company, and you know, like Jason's or not Jason was saying, you know, he talks to people. He came on our little small channel and talked to us and took a lot
Back
of
when
our
we
feedback.
only had like 1,000 or 2,000 subscribers.
Yeah.
I mean, we're not huge now, but we're 4 times that, you know.
Yeah.
5 times
Jacob
that.
says he got a level 3A from them, and a 15-year warranty is sweet.
Yeah.
Agree, man.
Yeah, that's what plates are in here too. I have the level 4 ceramic plates, and if you haven't seen the video, we went out and shot 3 of the plates to see what they would stop, and it stopped the 6th round of 5.56 grain top in a concentrated group like this. The 6th round finally went through.
Yeah, that's awesome.
Yeah.
So,
but I mean, this entire setup, $300. You know what I mean? Give or take. Yeah. Give or take, roughly. It's $300, and then we have a discount code for y'all. I mean, go find ceramic level 4 body armor where you get everything that you need to be protected for $300. I'll wait.
Yeah, and that discount will pay for your shipping.
Yeah, and a lot of times they have free shipping over like $50, so it pays for your tax. The way I look at it, we have 8% sales tax where I live, and we have to pay sales tax on internet purchased items.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So the way I see it, our discount code paying my sales tax plus a little bit.
So John says Mr. Guns and Gears vid on the LA police gear plates had to sell a lot. I didn't see that video. Did he go out and shoot it, John?
I didn't see it either.
12 Bravo Tax says, after I get my new bike, I'll get new plates. Victory Kingpin on the way. Nice, man.
Oh, nice. That's a nice bike. Is Victory still making bikes?
I think so. There's not a factory, but there's a sales place in the strip mall. Not strip mall, but little, I guess, strip mall close to me.
Oh. Dealership? Is that the word that you're looking for?
Yeah, it's not really a dealership because it's a Victory dealership, but there's a Victory dealership. There's a place that does God, what the heck are they? Like wave runners and jet skis and stuff.
Oh, okay, yeah.
And then an RV dealership. It's like all in this one area.
Yeah.
So let's see here. Walsh says, Joe, I had a fun one recently. A guy was complaining he got a PSA, but was worried their 5.56 barrel would wear out too fast. I told him if he wore the barrel out, I'd buy him a new one.
Yeah.
Yeah, so PSA specifically, I think it was PSA, Iraq veteran 8888 did a meltdown video on one of their guns. He put their upper on a full auto lower and just went to town on it. And I want to say it was something like 500 rounds of nonstop full auto before the gun failed. And the whole point that he was making was there's no way that you can carry enough ammo and shoot it fast enough through that gun that would cause it to fail.
To melt your own gun down.
Yeah.
Yeah. I want to know, I had this thought tonight. So I want to know what our OG viewers would like to see. I kind of want to do, so I have the PSA, the 10.5 inch that I did that little video on, that I'm still going to continue testing. I have my PSA AR-10 in 308, but I'm thinking about buying their 223 Wild upper and doing like a cheap build that is still cool. So doing cheap, I can make everything, still something that you can rely on and go and shoot. But instead of like spending $200-300 in Cerakote, like actual rattle can this and do a video on rattle canning it and what I can come up with just rattle can and some netting or some whatever, you know, how I can make it look. And just trying to keep everything as cheap as possible. I can't put a dollar amount on it because I don't know, but if I had to guess, it'd be like under $700 total build. and end up with something. So tell me down in the comments if that's what you want to see, because going out and spending $700 of my money is hard to do right now before Christmas. But if you guys want it and you're willing to watch it and like it, then I'll try to get it up. That's if I can find spray paint. Have you guys noticed that spray paint's non-existent right now?
No, I haven't paid attention. Hey, Zach,
Yeah,
has a
dude.
question for you, Joe.
What?
He
Yeah, that's a
says,
good question.
what is 223 wild?
Oh, so you're gonna ask the idiot of the group the complicated question. So here
But
it
he didn't
is.
say,
All right.
Joe, what is 223 wild? But it's just a question for the group.
So 5.56 and 2.23, the chamber are slightly different. The only difference of the projectile is 5.56, the projectile and the primer are both crimped in, so it actually has higher chamber pressures, right, Jason? Not Jason, I mean.
Yeah, so
Okay.
it handles the 5.56 pressures.
Right. So
Yeah.
2.23 isn't crimped, so it doesn't have as high a pressure. That's the only difference of the actual round. Now the chamber are slightly different, right? So when you buy a 2.23, you cannot shoot 5.56 out of it. That's just the safe way of saying it. Don't shoot 5.56 out of 2.23. But if you buy a 5.56, then you can shoot 2.23 out of it. But in my experience and in other that I've talked to, when you shoot 5.56 out of a good barrel, right, and you end up with, we'll say, a quarter size hole for 5 rounds, when you turn around and shoot 2.23 out of the same barrel, it's going to be off and your grouping going to be bigger because 5.56 is moving at a faster rate, right? And a 5.56 barrel isn't as accurate shooting 2.23. So they came out with, not too long ago, a couple years ago or whatever, when I first jumped onto the bandwagon 2 to 5 years ago, they came out with a different chamber design called 2.23 Wild, which can shoot 5.56 and 2.23, and it shoots both of them almost as tight of a group. So if you're going to go out and buy a barrel and you want to shoot either or, and you find a 2.23 barrel that's the same price as a 5.56 barrel, just buy the 2.23 Wild. I mean, the 2.23 Wild barrel. Just buy the Wild barrel if it's the same price.
So to clear it up, if you're going out and looking, you're going to see barrels that are stamped 5.56. You'll see them stamped 223, and then you'll see them stamped 223 Wild. So if it says just 223, the marketplace, I guess, references that as 223 Remington. You don't want that one. If you were to buy one right now, if you have one already, it's not like it's bad. You can still shoot it and use it. It'll get the job done. But if you were building one now, make sure that the barrel is stamped 223 Wild, which is WYLDE.
Yep. So that's when I go out to buy barrels, I first look for 223 Wild. If I can't find what I'm looking for in that, then I buy 5.56. And if I can't find what I'm looking for in that, then I wait because I don't buy regular 223 barrels. I don't do it.
Yeah. So Jacob says, going back to your question about what they would like to see, he's saying that he would vote for that. I think he's referencing you building a cheap gun. But Jacob, chime in if I'm correct on that. Misfit says a rattle can video would be cool. Grand Thumb did a rattle can paint job video. Let's see here. Talking about 223 Wild. John says Wild being the last name of the dude that thunk it up.
Mm-hmm. I like your usage of thunk.
Yeah, it's like,
appreciate that.
when you get into it, I can't tell you all the number, but it's literally just a slightly different angle of where it's neck down in the chamber. I think the angle is just slightly different than a 5.56 barrel, but it worked. So both of my go to war guns, the really nice one with the ballistic advantage barrel that I have, both of those barrels are 223 Wilds.
Yeah. So Jacob says, along with rattle can. So he would like to see you do a video of building a cheap gun and a rattle can. Okay. And then Zach says rattle can video would be cheaper.
Yeah, it would be cheaper than Cerakote. I can tell you that right now.
I think he means in reference, comparing that video to you building a cheap gun video, rattle can video would be cheaper.
Yeah, but I need the gun to do it.
Oh, you're talking about from start to finish. So you're saying you want to build a cheap gun and then instead of Cerakoting it.
Yeah, and I wouldn't even really say build. I mean, just kind of piece together. I'm going to go through PSA. I'm not I'm gonna get one of their complete lower and complete upper and pin it together. I mean,
They
that's as
actually
far
have
as I'm
a
gonna build it. But
complete
like, I saw
lower.
Grand Thumb video, and that's what kind of got me thinking about it, because I don't really agree with some of the stuff that he did. Like, I'm not gonna paint the barrel. And I'm not saying what he did went wrong. If that's what you want to do, then do it. But it's normally like 2 or 3 screws to take the handguard off, and then just run some masking tape around the part of the barrel where it meets the upper,
I'll say it. He
and
was wrong.
you just solve that problem. So I kind of want to do something different, and I want to put my spin on it. I like the beat up look.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna do like some desert tan stuff, and then just get some steel wool and try it. You know, I don't know what's gonna happen when I take steel wool to the paint. It might cut through all the layers. I don't know, but
So
then you'll know before you do it
Jacob-
to your gun.
Jacob says hashtag facts, and then he says wizard, wizard, wizard dance magic, wizard Dpms. John says, I got bored this week and broke out a gun skins pistol kit. I now have a multicam P320 X carry, pain in the butt, but it turned out well.
Oh,
Awesome,
good.
man.
I've thought
I'd
about
love to
getting
see-
a gun skins.
I'd
I've
love to
thought
see
about
pics,
it.
John.
Yeah.
Zach
Yeah.
is upset with my talking bad about Grand Thumb, saying Flannel Daddy is never wrong.
No, it wasn't Grand Thumb. Who's that? That T-Rex Arms guy, or that T-Rex guy? I think that's the one that I watched.
Oh, okay. I
But
forgot that name.
I love Grand Thumb's intros though, where he's like, "If you like to lick your elbows,
Yeah.
consider subscribing."
Subscriber. There's another guy that does that. A guy that Joe got me turned on to, that retired Navy SEAL, Mr. Bellin.
Oh, he
Mr.
does that?
Ballin.
He does
Well,
something
he
like that.
like
So
if
he's
you
like,
if you haven't, go ahead,
yeah.
Jason. I'll let
No,
you
he
try to
says
get
he
one.
just has random stuff where he's like, so if you've ever find yourself caught in the middle of a swamp and there's an alligator present, why don't you go ahead and hit that like button? You know, just like some random.
No,
something that he makes up.
he has a thing against the like button. So he's like, go invite the like
that's
button
right,
out for
yeah.
coffee, and invite him
Never
over
call
to
her
the
again.
like really expensive restaurant, and then call the police and then run off. Or I mean, I'm messing it all up, but and then at the end of the video he says it again, like, if you haven't already, then, and he repeats himself, and
Yeah.
every video is different. Like, he just has something against the like button.
It's almost
So
like some of those really bad threats or insults that you hear on like dumb movies, where it's like, why don't you take the like button out for a nice fancy date and then never call it again.
yeah, it's just stuff like that. It's funny.
Caleb says, hey, dumb question. What does PSA stand for? Not a dumb question. Palmetto State Armory. So the Palmetto State is South Carolina. South Carolina is known as the Palmetto State, and that's where PSA is located, in South Carolina. So they are Palmetto State Armory.
Welsh isn't here, so he can't yell at me.
Don't you do it.
I'm not going to show a firearm, dude. I'm going to show parts of a firearm, and that's allowed.
Zach says DEF CON Creative did a rattle cam video. Yeah.
So if you haven't seen it, look, it's not a firearm. There's no bolt in it or anything. I went out and shot the heck out of this thing, and I messed it up by shooting steel casing in it. Pounded the casing out 3 different times with a hammer, and then put brass back in it, and it ran just fine. So I'm a huge fan. And over in that locker right over there, I have my PSA AR-10 that's all painted up, digital, like a digital desert. Is that a good way of describing it, not Jason?
Yeah, I think so.
Ghost
Tactical says, good evening. Welcome to the chat, Ghost. Glad to have you here.
I like that name.
Ghost Tactical.
Yeah.
Cody
and I were part of Task Force Gray, which one Ghost?
Misfit says, anyone use the filter A5 buffer? Is it worth it? I can't help you with that one, Misfit. I know there's a guy who does competitive shooting that I know in Colorado who has he said good things about it.
What's the name of that one that we like, Jason?
Not Jason.
Not Jason.
The
Yeah.
the what? The competitive shooter?
No, that silence that buffer tube spring that we like, the silent one.
Oh, the Armor Spec?
Yeah.
Yeah, the silent buffer system or silent buffer capture. I forgot what it's called.
Yeah, so John is down there talking about the JP silent capture.
Yeah, it's not that one.
Yeah.
So
It's the same thing, but it's a
Spec
different
version of that, which is like
Yeah.
a third of the price.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
So Walsh is still here. He's saying, Ghost Tactical, what up? Good to hear from you. I'm sick today. Sick in the head.
Yep.
Yeah. So the one that Cody, say the name one more time.
Armor
Of
Spec.
the one, yeah,
Let me
the
pull
one
it
that
up.
you guys like. Yeah. So look into that one because I know that when I was looking at them, I didn't go with one, but when I was looking at them, one was like $250 and one was $70. So
Yeah.
go with the $70 option and see if you even like it.
And they have different weights too. So if like you do a different the 9mm build or whatever, they have one for that. And
Yeah.
I think Jason's trying to find it.
It's called the Stealth Recoil Spring. Trying to see if I could figure out how to do this. It's been a long time.
Put it on. Oh, we're gonna mess it all up now.
You shut your mouth.
Gonna knock out the
guys see
power
that?
grid. There it
Dang,
is.
you did it first try.
I ain't no chump. So
Yeah.
this is the Armor Spec system, and they make them for. So this is their SRS. They have. If I could, how do I go back now? Now I am lost.
Yeah, but that's the website problem, not yours.
So there's this one. They have these sound mitigation buffers, which if you don't really, I mean, it's basically a standard buffer, but it doesn't. You don't get that twang sound when you're
Right.
from your buffer system. But maybe it's
Yeah, and if you don't know not Jason talking about right now with the sound, go watch my 6mm arc out to 1,000 yards. Like that gun, that buffer system is crazy loud.
So right here under the choose an option, you got different weights. This one right here, this SRS 9 for 9mm, that's what I have in my 9mm AR. Mm-hmm. And then I have this one, the SRS BB for my 50 Beowulf. And I love them. They're great.
And how much are they?
Tech.
$80. There you go.
So
saved
John
you a
says,
whole bunch of money.
Armor Spec is not quite as smooth as JP. Run both. Still pay the premium for the JP and new builds. I can't comment on that. I don't have the JP. I was just kind of like Joe. I was looking at, do I want to pay $80 or do I want to pay $250? I don't know. Just from lack of experience, I don't know if the JP is 3 times better than the Armor Spec because it's 3 times the money.
Yeah, but that's a good point. Walsh, I used to say the same thing about Arrow stuff. Like when Walsh first bought an Arrow handguard for $120, I made fun of him. I really did. I made fun of Walsh for buying an Arrow handguard for $120, and then I painted and built his gun, and he almost didn't get it in the mail.
Oh,
and so ever since then, I buy those, and I'm willing to spend the extra money. So I know where you're coming from. Sometimes the extra money is worth it.
So John says JP is about 110 for the basic kit, up to 140 for the 308 size. That's way cheaper than I thought it was.
Yeah, it's not bad.
It is worth it then.
Yeah, but when I was looking there, like $250, man.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know.
That was years ago, though.
12 Bravo Tac says, do you need an adjustable gas block if you use that buffer? No. At least in my experience, no. I don't have an adjustable gas block, and I use those buffers just fine.
And it does talk on their website about weights and stuff. That's just something you got to be concerned with your bolt carrying group, and then the weight of your buffer tube.
Yeah. So Zach says different weights just sounds like a rabbit hole I do not want to go down. Honestly, for me, I just stick with the standard weight, and I don't start switching to other weights unless I have a malfunction and I need to start troubleshooting it. For me, it's very easy. Maybe not be the cheapest, but it's very easy to swap out buffers. You just pop open your AR, take out the old buffer, put the new one in, and then run it and see if it works. If you start taking apart your gun and switching out to an adjustable gas block, that might be cheaper in the long run, because you can just crank it down or crank it up and adjust it however you need it to get your gun functioning better. But for me, it's just easier. I never had to do it, but it seems easier to just swap out buffers.
Yeah, but we don't have to do it because we all run mil-spec, full auto bolt carrying groups in all of our guns. I mean, we're not going with the super light or lightened up
a competition build or something like that.
Right, and if you're that far into it, then different weight of buffer are the last thing that you're worrying about. Like, that's the easy part of your gun build.
Yeah, but it's easy to troubleshoot that if you're having issues. It's easy to figure that stuff out.
Yeah, Walsh had issues with just 300 blackout.
That's because it's a left-handed piece of crud.
It's true. So John says, Armor Spec doesn't suck, just not as nice as JP. Part of the reason I run one in all my AR builds is the smooth operation, and JP just makes it run like a Swiss watch. Awesome, man. I'm
That's good info.
Awesome that it works for you, and it leaves me open to picking one up and trying it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
John also says, rather feels like a switch watch. Doesn't shoot any better than a mil-spec spring and buffer in any way that matters. Just feels better and more refined. And that's true. Like we were talking about, even just getting rid of that twang sound from your standard buffer spring and buffer is enough for me. That twang sound after shooting it enough just kind of drives me crazy.
And that thing is rigid. Instead of that spring, the way a buffer spring compresses in there and it twists and all that other stuff, this one is it's rigid, and the spring is built onto the shaft, and it just compresses on kind of like a rail. So it doesn't. There's not a lot of twisting and banging in there.
Yeah. So the one thing that I will say is, if you can get your firearm operating under a standard spring and buffer, I like that still, because if you're in a crap at the fan situation and you have one of those Arma Spec stealth recoil springs or the JP one or something like that, and it breaks, like there's no parts that you have that are easy. That's not standard parts that you can replace. Whereas your standard mil-spec buffer spring and buffer, they're a dime a dozen practically. So yeah. I still like the idea of making sure that my gun can operate on a standard buffer and buffer spring, just in case I need to go to that. I know my gun will operate.
Yeah, Jason's not saying you shouldn't buy it. Just go shoot your gun first. Oh, it operates. Throw in their traditional weight. Don't go crazy with the weight stuff. Just their traditional for 5.56. Throw that in. See if it cycles, and if it does, then you're good to go. Because you know that if it breaks, you can take it out, throw a regular buffer spring in and buffer in it, and go to work.
Yeah. So Zach says, he just wants his gun to shoot. He doesn't want a drawer full of buffers and springs to try to make it run. I agree. It's a pain. And so going to Misfit's point, an adjustable gas block will totally help with that, because you could just buy one thing, you adjust it to get it dialed in specifically for your gun, and then you're good. You don't have to mess with buffers and springs.
Yeah. But I mean, let's be honest, the different weights and the adjustable gas blocks, they'll are for two main customers. And that's people building like competition guns where they're going to reduce or increase the weight of their bolt carrying group, or people running suppressors. When you start messing with the mil-spec part of it, that's when you need to start going different weights, and you need to start doing adjustable gas blocks. I haven't personally, and I'm sure I will sometime in my life, but I haven't put a gun together yet that doesn't eject at the 3 to 4 o'clock position, because I run mil-spec. I run mil-spec triggers. I run mil-spec bolts. I mean, I run the mil-spec buffer spring and tubes and everything. I run the mil-spec stuff, and they only eject right where I need them to go. I don't need an adjustable gas block.
Yeah. Misfit says, Zach, 100% agree. Those add up in price quickly. I agree. Jacob to Cody says, say that again, Cody.
Yeah, right. Cody made it weird. Like, it wasn't weird until Cody made it weird.
Wizard dem knees, wizard dem knees. John says, so you take the spring and buffer out of the dead guy's rifle. Agree. Yep.
Yeah, we're saying just make sure that your gun can operate off of it.
Yeah. So 12 Bravo Tax says, I've seen too many videos on rifles having malfunctioned because a bolt is too heavy, or a spring is too strong, or a buffer is too heavy, under gas, etc. Then you have to start changing everything. Yeah, agree. Walsh, I think changing the buffer weights is just a band-aid to a gas problem. Yep. Cans are why I started with the JP, and then non-standard length barrels and odd calibers like 12-inch Grundle. Agree. 100% agree there. And then Misfit says, by the way, I never needed an adjustable gas block on 5.56. It was needed on my AR-10.
Yep. I agree. AR-10 Hart Mill spec. There's like 3 or 4 different main specifications for AR-10s.
I didn't know if
it drives me nuts. It makes me mad.
Yeah, well, you have DPMS. You have, don't you have DPMS low and DPMS
and high?
Or is that Armalite low and high?
No, DPMS low and high, I think.
So yeah, DPMS low, DPMS high, Armalite. I don't even know if Arrow's M5 system, where it fits in that scale. If it's its own thing, or is it
I don't know.
under one of the other
I don't know. But that's why I gave up on it, and I just went on PSA and I bought their upper, and then they didn't have the full rifle in stock, or it was more expensive or something.
Yeah.
So I bought the upper, and then I bought the lower, and then I pinned them together, and that was it. Like, I didn't go crazy with my AR-10.
Yeah. Dr. Dole says, tell the wife the last one was broken.
Yeah.
Buy a new one. Smart.
And then I bought a new handguard for my AR-10 because I wanted a 17-inch handguard. It's a 20-inch barrel, and it came with a 15-inch handguard. And the one that I bought, everything should have lined up, and I get it. And it's just like, I don't know, maybe 3 sheets of paper. The Picatinny rail went 3 sheets of paper lower on the handguard than it was on the upper.
Yeah.
And I got mad. I never threw it on. That's the one that you saw me clamp in a vise and beat that flashlight with a hammer. Like, it's never been on a gun.
Yeah. John saying DPMS low and high, Armalite and Knights. Arrow is DPMS high, 100%. Okay. Thanks for that, John.
Cool.
Appreciate it. 12 Bravo Attack is asking, is DPMS still in business? I think so. I don't know. Maybe someone else in the chat might know better than me.
I don't know.
Is the PSA PA10 high? I don't know. I don't know. I can't remember if PSA is their own thing too. I don't know.
Right.
Misfit says he just went arrow upper and lower. That's what I did, Misfit. It's easier that way. Here we go. John says DPMS was bought by PSA in an auction last year. So yeah. There you go. I didn't know that. Thanks, John.
Yeah, I didn't either. Yep. And my AR-10 still had my 1776 muzzle brake on it.
Yeah, HAP does too.
Brakes. John says PSA is basically high. I think he means DPMS high.
Maybe. I don't know. I have a handguard that didn't fit, so don't ask my advice on that. I'll steer you wrong.
I'm pulling up their website right now just to see if they say in their description, like, this comports with DPMS high or something like that. Usually they'll have something in there about it.
Yeah, but I'm pretty sure, I don't know what I did. When I bought it, it went years upon years ago. On paper, it should have lined up, and then it didn't. So what I say, buy your upper, lower, and your handguard all from the same company. Problem solved. If you're going to build one, buy the pieces all from the same company. Because then it will line up. It's made for each other. Right, Cody?
Yeah, I don't know. I just skimmed through it. I didn't see where PSA says what it is. It just says their receiver is a PA10. Receiver type is PA10, so maybe it's their own thing. John is saying that's basically a DPMS high. I think that's what John. That's what Joe was talking about. Though when he bought a DPMS high handguard, it was still like 3 pieces of paper off. Wasn't quite lined up.
Yeah, and that was also what, 3 years ago, 4 years ago.
Yeah,
maybe even 5. I don't know how long ago.
He's seen good reviews on the PSA AR-10. You like yours, right?
I love mine, dude.
Yeah,
especially for the money, man.
Yeah, you
Like
paid
I,
like $800 or something for it.
yeah, you can get an AR-10 from PSA cheaper than you can get like a SIG M400 AR in 5.56.
Yeah, so I'm on their website right now, and you could get an AR-10 complete
In
for $900 right now
yeah,
on sale,
and
free shipping, $900.
that's post COVID.
Oh, here's another
And you can
one.
get it in 6.5, 308. They have a couple other ones too.
So
But
here's one that they have. Their classic, like not a free float. It's your standard plastic handguard for $840. So if you
yeah,
want a
I'd pay the extra
free float
50
rail,
bucks.
yeah, pay the extra $60. Get the $900 20-inch 308. Holy
I'll be right
cow!
back.
I go and check a website for like 3 seconds, and now I have like 30 comments to go through. Come on. All right, Dr. Dole says, I bought BCM and like them so far, although my wife's rifle had the barrel nut walk off after the 2,000 round rifle class. Totally wild. Live local to Rainier Arms. They fix no problem. Dr. Dole, Rainier Arms in Washington State? Bro, we're neighbors. I'm curious, did you buy the BCM Recce? I think that's how you pronounce it. RECCE. MSRP, no problem. John says PSA is kind of their own thing on lower upper fitment, but the barrel, rail, gas tube, etc., are mostly DPMS high compatible. Awesome, appreciate it.
Yeah, so the rail are a little bit different.
Misfit says Dr. Dole, BCM is supposed to be bulletproof, but everything can have QC issues. Yeah, I would say that if I had to try to talk someone into buying if you wanted to go out and buy a go-to-war rifle, everything's ready for you, except for maybe an optic, it'd be hard to dissuade me from a BCM. I do love them.
Yeah, besides the price tag.
Yeah, so Austin says, I went with a DB10. I don't know what that is. And it's an Armalite pattern. Realize I'd rather buy a complete for that rig since there's so many specifics around the different standards. It's been super solid so far. Hey, Austin, what's the DB stand for? I'm curious about that. Yeah, there it is.
This thing's super cool. And I have the primary arms, the ACSS reticle for the 308. Back before it was like hugely known.
Yeah.
I bought that for this. And it said this said made in the USA right on the side of it.
Awesome.
Yep.
So Dr. Dole says he has a SIG 716i. That's their 308, isn't it?
Ooh, yeah, it is.
Still new and got decided in still.
Dude, I wanted that. That's the piston operated.
PSA AR-10 comes with an ABG. I'm assuming you mean adjustable gas block. John says, sad thing, DPMS low was way ahead of its time, lighter by far than the old high setup, but they went under, had problems before it caught on. Now that PSA owns them, they might make a comeback.
So mine's old, but
Rocky,
mine doesn't have an adjustable gas block.
Oh, Diamondback. Okay. Thanks, John.
What?
Diamondback 10. Austin says, nice paint job, Joe.
Thanks. I like this one. Look, I'll show you the lower has the like incognito Punisher flag skull in it.
Yeah, that was a cool Cerakote job you did on that one.
Yeah, I like this one. And then I have the Luth just skeletonized stock on it.
Yeah. Dr. Dole says, Misfit, I have no heartburn with the rifle. I do believe in buy once, cry once, and that mantra has served me very well over the years. Yep.
For what,
El
the SIG?
Pollo Loco says, hello, what's up?
What's up, crazy chicken?
Crazy chicken?
No, that's...
Yeah, crazy chicken.
Yeah, no, I'm thinking about Talladega Nights.
I know it's not New Mexican
Right.
Spanish.
It's not. I was thinking of Talladega Nights where you like El Diablo. That's Spanish for fighting chicken.
716i is legit, but it's not piston, it's direct impingement. 12 Bravo Attack says, I want some opinions. Savage Precision 6.5 or Ruger Precision 6.5. Anyone have either?
This has been a debate between me and Walsh, and he is not here. So I used to say Savage because it went cheaper and it had the AccuTrigger in it, right?
Yep.
But then if you look at the stock and you look at what you get with the Ruger, I've actually changed my mind over the last 2 years. But now that I've changed my mind that I want the Ruger is now $1,500. their version 2 is $1,500, and that's a hard pill to swallow. I'm not gonna lie, that's a hard pill to swallow. I think I'm still gonna go with the Ruger, but honestly, you can't go wrong either way. Find the cheapest one. Find the one that you like the feature more. I like the stock on the Ruger Precision better than the Savage, but I do like the AccuTrigger in a Savage. Find the feature that you want more, but then see if you can get it for any cheaper.
Yeah.
Pre-COVID, those two rifles were battling each other out at like $900. I should have bought one. And even right after COVID, I found a 338 Lapua Ruger Precision rifle for $1,100. I should have bought that, and I didn't. And now just their 6.5 is $1,500.
So
I've been trying to get one. I'm not gonna lie, I've been trying to get one.
Zach's saying that digital camo must have been an absolute pain in the butt.
It actually wasn't as big of a pain as you think. Yeah, it's not as bad as you think. I put sticker down, so I can't show you the whole thing. I have it put back together, but
Walsh has an opinion on this.
so I
He's
put
saying
sticker down, and I left the black. So anywhere that you see black, I put sticker down. I painted it brown. Then I put sticker down, painted it tan, and then I tore off all the stickers. Like, that's it. It actually wasn't that hard.
Jacob's asking, how do we feel about 45-degree selector switch?
To each
I
their
would
own.
say it's not needed, but it is nice.
Yeah, to each their own. I personally hate ambi selector switches. Anything that's not ambi, then I don't have a problem with it. I just don't like ambi because I don't need it. I don't need my finger on that, and it normally digs into the webbing of my hand.
12 Bravo Tac says, my local shop has the Savage for 1,000.
Yeah. And so the Ruger, the version 2 Ruger, going to run you $1,500. And although I like the Ruger more, I don't think the Ruger a $500 more gun. Buy the Savage, spend that extra $500 into optics, and call it done.
Yeah.
Call it done.
Walsh says the Cryptek was tons worse than the digital, and we kept making Joe do it.
Yep.
That's true.
That's truth. That's truth. Did you guys see this digital? This is one of my favorites.
So Jacob is saying, I'm running the Radian Talon Ambi safety switch and love it. Hey, Jake, isn't that like a polymer safety switch? Or am I thinking of the Hyperfire one? John says he's a 45-degree fanboy now. Surprised myself in how much I like them. I'm the same way. I do like them. But I like ambi selector switches. Again, not needed, but I like them. Let's see here. John says, a good ambi won't. Radiant Talon is a good example with the shorter switch on your strong side. Yeah. I like that
what you're talking
when
about.
they have the shorter switches.
Yeah, and you can make any ambi switch into a shorter switch with a grinder. I get it. It's just, for me, the mil spec lower parts kit are pretty cheap. And because I don't see the use of an ambi selector switch. Not Jason can probably correct me.
So I'm reading comments. So Walsh saying, any thoughts from the viewers on bipods on Arca Rails? Let's see here. So Austin says, I'm the same as Joe, so I run the Talon GI.
If you look at every single one of my gun, besides, with the exception of like one, because it has the tack-on trigger in it and it has a ambi selector switch, I think that's the only gun that I have that doesn't have a mil spec selector switch in it.
So Arc's rail, Walsh? I've never heard of the Arca rail. Maybe I'm missing something.
It's the one that you bolt on to the bottom of a precision rifle, and you can slide you could slide a bipod or a bump stop on it, like if you're gonna brace up on something.
Okay. I don't have an opinion on that then, because I don't use one.
That sounds like a range queen system.
No, pretty much all of the precision rifle shooters now, the competitive, they have those rails.
Range queen. That's what I mean.
Yeah.
Like, you go to the range and you kill paper.
And make money.
Yeah. So John says best argument against a 45-degree throw is training, just like you guys said about bad levers and such.
Yeah.
Why though? I mean,
Training scars.
when you flip it and then go to fire, if it flips until it stops and then you fire, I don't see that.
Yeah,
I don't know.
true.
The shorter the
couple-
throw, the less you can F it up. So, I mean, if you're going to do a 45, I have no problem with people running 45s. If I could find them for cheap, like if it was an option in a regular mil spec trigger pack that was cheap, I would throw a 45 in over a 90.
Yeah. There's a Joe Bob Outfitters. You can buy an ambi selector switch. I think you can swap it so you can make it a 90-degree throw or a 45-degree throw, and then choose what side you wanted the short side on. And it was like $20.
Yeah. It's just when I buy my lower parts kits, I buy everything with the trigger and everything for about $50.
Zach says, so this is where we're talking about those Arca Rails, I think. He says, honestly, we seem to be trying to recreate the quad rail.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's something that we've talked about way in the past, that if you have a quad rail and you're complaining about weight, the easiest thing that you can do, get rid of the quad rail and go with a standard free float rail that, like a slick slided one.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Go M-Lock.
And Jacob says you can do that with a Talon. Awesome. I'll have to look into that. Austin's asking, what lower parts kit do you guys usually run with?
PSA.
Yeah. There's
cheapest
usually those
cheapest mil spec that I can find.
Well, the ones you could find a good deal on for a while, and I think you still can. Palmetto State Armory has a deal where it's a complete lower. It comes with a buffer tube. It usually has either a Magpul stock or the SBA3 brace for $140, something like that. $125, $130, something like that.
And they normally have like a polished trigger and hammer and all that stuff. Like it's always quality mil spec stuff.
Yeah. When I do pistol, I go to, what is it, Jason? B-King Firearms.
Yeah,
he's
a ex-Marine, good dude, good cheap prices.
And he had everything, all the lower parts and the SBA3 brace. They used to be 150. I think they're 160 now.
Okay.
But just the SBA brace by itself, if you pay retail, like 130. So.
Yeah. Zach says the Army ruined him.
Agreed.
Walsh saying Arrow lower parts kit did me right. I did one without the fire control group and grip and did those separate. Dr. Dole's talking about Sons of Liberty Gunwork. They do have a nice lower parts kit. And
I'm impressed, Jason. You just threw that out there. I wouldn't have had a clue what that was.
Yeah. You gotta be in the know, Cody.
You are in the know.
That's why not Jason, our parts guy.
Yeah.
I love that company and I love their logo. So their logo is like almost looks like a pirate flag with like a skull and a saber behind it, and they do some really cool looking guns. John saying PSA is good enough. Some folks are allergic to MIM parts though. Trying to figure out what MIM is. I just threw out.
Come on, I thought you were in the know.
Now I'm trying to what is MIM? I don't know. Zach
What's
says
the abbreviation for like nickel, whatever, NIM?
No, it's M. Mary, India, Mary.
Oh, I don't know. Sounds like a battery.
Walsh says, Dr. Dole, give me a Sons of Liberty Gunwork BCG I can buy for our video we talked about. Metal injected molded.
Huh.
Oh, so it's a cast.
Mm.
Okay.
I don't care.
John says Brunel's makes a nice lower parts kit too for the money.
Yeah.
Yep.
If you can find a lower with a right side bolt release and a ready mag, you can make your own Radian ADM lower for half the cost.
I don't know, but like what Not Jason was saying, I wait until PSA has a sale on a complete lower.
Yeah, so they have one.
What we pay for
lower for 140 or 130?
That's what I have right here on my
Yeah,
9.
but the 130 or 140 one have the Magpul stock on it. You can get one of the cheaper, like kind of mil spec stocks for 120.
The
And
lower I
you,
got has
oh, the SBA3. Well, you
yeah.
changed that out. You changed that out. That didn't come
You're
on the
right.
gun.
It
Yeah.
came with the. You're right. It came with the CMMG kit.
No.
That stock.
Did it? No.
Yeah.
Mm-mm. I mailed you the CMMG kit. I didn't mail that to you.
I didn't buy the stock.
You got it. Maybe you got it from. Did you get a lower parts kit with it too?
No, I got an assembled lower. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah, that had a stock on it.
I don't know.
But anyway, like if you price everything out, right? If you go to a gun store and you buy a lower, what are you going to pay for an actual aluminum lower mil spec? $80 on the cheap, and then $50 for a lower parts kit on the cheap, right? Right there already, you could have bought everything together through PSA, and you get the buffer spring, buffer tube, and a stock for it.
Yeah.
So
Austin,
just buy that and cannibalize it.
right. Austin says, I will say I've been having some bad luck with Arrow BCGs. The past 3 I bought had burrs in the rear and chewed up my buffer pretty bad. Had to smooth them out with a grinding stone. I would reach out to them. They're pretty cool. I bought a complete upper from them one time, and it was a standard, plastic handguard with an A2 front sight, and the little front sight post was completely gone. It was missing. And just took a picture of it, reached out to them. They had one and they mailed to me the next day. So if you're having some out of spec issues like that, the other thing is what lower are you using? Because it could be that your lower is out of spec. If the buffer tube retaining pin is in the wrong spot, it could have your buffer forward a little bit, which causes the BCG to hit it a little more. It might be your buffer tube retaining pin that's actually banging against that.
Yeah, it could
Hey
be.
Joe, it was a B King's firearm.
Yeah.
BK. It's a AR-15 enhanced lower build kit with SBA 3 brace. 160.
Yeah, that's the one that I normally buy for 160.
So Walsh says, Austin, I saw a post of Arrow BCGs with a snapped ejector after like 100 rounds. Kind of crazy. I've been avoiding those also. No reason to do anything but toolcraft.
Yeah.
Jacob says he's
Walsh
out.
went talking
Thanks,
about
Jake.
toolcraft.
Night.
Yeah,
Jacob.
I mean
Bye, buddy.
they're just OEM, OEM parts.
Yeah.
A lot of other companies buy toolcraft and then slap their logo on it and sell it as their own.
It's funny because I keep bringing up PSA and LA police gear, but I mean that's where I do most of my shopping.
Yeah.
I just wait until PSA has the bolt carrying groups on sale, and then I buy them. Like I have 2 sitting in that cabinet right now that need guns because they were I think they're $80 with free shipping. And that went a month ago. So after COVID, when you couldn't find them for under 100, and then PSA finally had them for 80. So I bought 2 of them.
Yeah. So Austin says 3 different lowers, all M4 E1. So they're all Arrow lowers, not out of spec. They seem to be okay after removing the burrs on them. Weird thing was the burr was in the same exact spot in all 3 BCGs. Yeah, I'd reach out to Arrow about that. And
Yeah,
like
hopefully
I said,
you still have one
their
that has a
customer service
burr
is
on
pretty
it.
good.
Yeah. Hopefully you still have one that has a burr on it so you can send them a picture or just let them know.
MIM is fine. So this is the cast parts, depending on the part. However, too many fly-by-night gun companies are using MIM for things that should actually be forged. That is why they get the bad name. Yeah, I agree with that. Man, we're almost at an hour and a half, guys.
Yeah.
Damn.
That went by fast.
Heard my family screaming in the background. We've had some tons of great questions and learning stuff tonight. Always love chatting with you guys. Let's see here. We'll take a couple more chats that are coming in, but we're going to start wrapping this up. Caleb says, like most things, it depends on the quality of the product. And Austin says, no, he smoothed them all out. It was driving him crazy. Oh, well, I'll probably look into a Toolcraft next time or something. Yeah, like Joe was saying, if I were you, I'd sign up for the emails from Palmetto State Army and just wait for a deal to come in on a bulk carrying group. Sometimes it'll be a bulk carrying group and a charging handle for 80
Mhm.
bucks, something like that. Or they've done deals in the past for like bulk carrying group and 10 P mags for 200
Yep.
bucks, something like that.
Can't beat that.
Yeah, they
All
always have
right.
deals.
We're gonna go around. Joe, you got anything you're working on
No,
that's coming out?
I finally broke out the Mantis and when practicing down here in my room a little bit last night. I need to get that out. For TACON, I kept reaching out to him about the flat face trigger. You kind of wanted to see AR-15 with 5.56 for a distance gun or an intermediate gun, and I keep reaching out to them. They're not ready for it, so I put that TACON trigger back into my, what is it called again? My dedicated sniper rifle, dedicated
DMR,
precision rifle, DMR.
designated marksman rifle.
Yeah, my DMR build, So I put the TACON trigger in there. I have the Blackhound on it. It's all ready to go. And then I'm going to throw the Mantis on there to see what I'm doing out at the range. I just need to get to the range for that. And then what else? Then now I'm going to have to get a PSA upper and some spray paint, I guess. And
You're
probably another, what's it called? Romeo 5.
Yeah.
Unless somebody can convince me that they're a better budget red dot. But I'm gonna
try that.
Watch the new version 2 Liberator, Swamp Fox Liberator. It's
like
I don't know what the
200.
price of it is. Okay.
200 and some change.
I'm gonna try that Primary Arms. What is it? MC25.
Yeah, something like MD25.
Maybe it's MD. Yeah. I'm gonna try that for my Nina when I take this ACOG off of it.
Yeah, that ACOG's ridiculous.
I love it.
I'm not saying it's not a good optic. It's a beautiful optic. It's terrible for a 9mm build.
Nah.
Like, what's the longest distance you're gonna be shooting somebody with that? 25 yards.
And I'm gonna hit him right in the eyeball.
12 probably.
Yeah, those are the only two things I have. But y'all know, with me, it takes me forever to do anything. So stay tuned. Maybe 2022, I'll get some of those done.
Walsh says MEPC review this weekend. I got a cool short from Joe. I'll get out tomorrow too. That is a cool short. And Walsh says, Dr. Dole, keep an eye out for the pizza part.
What that means.
That's code. That's some code word stuff.
So, Cody, you got anything else?
No. I talked with Walsh about getting together and doing some videos, but he got the AIDS. So whenever he recovers from that, maybe we can get together and knock the stuff out. It's cold here now and windy. So, but I still owe you guys quite a bit of videos. So one of these days, just like Joe said, I'm even worse than Joe. So maybe in 2040, I'll get some videos out.
All right, guys.
Not Jason. Do you have anything going on?
I don't have any videos that are going to be coming out anytime soon.
Are you going to inherit anything from the actual Jason? Like, are you going to keep doing the subscription boxes or? Yep,
I am. Barrel and Blade is what's going to be coming next. It'll probably be January, maybe December, but most likely January of 22. When I'll start cranking those out.
Yeah, and everybody start saving your penny for the Black Friday sales.
Yes, there's going to be some good ones this year. All right, guys.
Remember,
we appreciate.
Sorry, Jason. I'm not Jason.
Ahead.
Remember, next week is the drawing for the other Primary Arms site. So don't forget.
I forgot about that.
And I think Joe put the rules on there. You got to be in the chat, in the live chat, right?
Yeah, that's how I think we should do it, because, or else then we wait an entire week and the winner doesn't even pipe up.
Yeah, good point. So you've been warned again. Joe makes the rules, so be here next week if you wanna be in for that.
Dr. Dole says, in case riots kick off, over the Rittenhouse verdict. Make sure you carry everywhere and be safe out there. Appreciate it.
Good point.
We appreciate having you guys here. We appreciate all of the people that have commented and just made this a fantastic broadcast tonight. And this is week like 43 for us, something like that. So we're going to keep going. I'm really excited about getting through week 52 and actually doing this for one entire year of having this every Thursday night. Appreciate it. Oh, one last question. Caleb saying, how does one enter the drawing? Be in our live chat. Be in our live chat next Thursday. And if you comment, Walsh will put your name in the wheel of fun. It'll get spun, and you have to be present to win on the live chat.
Yes. And we're allowed to join.
No.
Yes.
No.
Dude, I'm building another gun to spray paint. I need an octave for it.
Nope.
You can't make all the rules, Joe.
This is getting too expensive.
You just said that you're going to get a Sig Romeo. You don't want the primary arms.
Yes, I do. If they're free, I want it.
Walsh said no.
Yep.
Nope. No, that's 3-1.
Hey, if anybody wins it, I'll give you $50 for it. I'm trying to do a budget build for y'all. Like, man, yeah. If anybody wins it, I'll buy it off you for $50.
All right, guys. We are Thin Line Defense. We are happy to have you here with us, and we will see you next Thursday. Adios.
Who's gonna